Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and happy daylight savings time for those of us who had a short night of rest. And this is Sunday, March 10th, and welcome to the Sunday Miracle Healing Call, where we discuss the principles and wonders of the ancient secrets of a master healer, written by Dr. Clint G. Rogers. I am Joseph Engman, and this is
Susan Engman.
And we are honored to be co-hosting today's call, along with Mindy Barrett. We would like to introduce. Many of you know her. She is a multi-talented, varied history woman of great skill and means. She has been instrumental behind the scenes in many of the Ancient Secrets activities. She helped co-create the gathering last year in Sedona, Arizona, and presented there. So she should be a familiar face to many of you. And we are very pleased to have her join us today.
Hi,
Wow.
Mindy.
Wow. Who knew I had such a long list?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Well,
Joseph. Thank you,
that's the
Susan.
sympathy
So
I-
happy to see all of you, sending just piles of love out to each of you.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to channel Jana for a minute, and I'm going to say, this is our book. And we love this book. Most of you, I'm sure everybody here has read this book or knows of this book. And we talk frequently about the first quote in this book. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. And we're just very excited to begin our journey to Ashland right now, where we're going to be focusing on love, teaching, and guiding us. And so stay tuned. Right now, we want to for one more minute, welcome all the new people on the call. If anybody is new to the community, we welcome you. Please put in the chat where you're from. And then also, as we're starting this journey together, put in the chat, what would your life be like if you let love guide you? One or two words. What would your life be like with love guiding the way? So that as a beginning, we're going to go over to Cornelia and Carol. We're going to make announcements about what's going on in the community, and then we'll continue on from there. So Carol, Cornelia, whoever's going to start.
I'll start.
Okay.
So this evening, I wanted to welcome everybody who can join us for a celebration of poetry, music, stories, art, all the things that make us be in the present. All of the things that we do creatively are things that bring us to the present. And we're going to share with you all of these things in the hopes of raising some funds for our adult, soon-to-be adult kids in Nepal who are being aged out of their current orphan situation. And we're trying to raise about $60,000 in order to get them a new residence and help them to get training and things to give them a future that right now looks pretty scary when you've been in a controlled home environment for your entire life, and now suddenly the government says you're 18. Hit the road, Jack. So that's when our mission is. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern time, remembering the daylight savings time, and it's on this same station. And I hope that you'll join us. We have some very special guests. This is Shifra's big push, and I see she's joining us. Shifra, would you like to say a few words about this evening?
Yeah, and I just thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I've been doing this in collaboration with Leonore Alnez and Melissa Downard. And Yeah, we have a very I think we have a lovely program that should be full of delight and joy with lots and lots of wonderful people. And we'll have an introduction. We'll have a little video by Dr. Clint, and we'll have prayer and channel messages and poetry and a special poem celebrating the children, and lots of wonderful art. And Hope and Beverly, who have a lot of direct, as do some other people, a very direct connection. We'll talk about the children. And I think my motivation is to transform my own difficult childhood into something beautiful, and that we will support these children to have lives of their own choosing. Everyone's struck by how much love they have, and that this program and their love will that we'll be supporting them very specifically. And my hope is that this will spark support for children worldwide in this time that we're living in, and that this program and our community is like really a model for love and delight. They're in very difficult circumstances, but the experience that people have when they go to be with them is one of incredible love. And so we want to spread a sense of love and shift, and we hope that you will come and you will donate as you are able, and encourage your friends to do the same, and also send your prayers and your good intentions. And we think it's going to be a beautiful celebration, and I'm just very grateful to my co-conspirators, Leonori and Melissa. I couldn't have done it alone, and so much help from Carol, and so much help from Cornelia and Jana and everybody in the community, and just love, and
Thank you, Schiffer.
for
Thank you.
all.
So grateful for you. So Cornelia, could you kind of give us an update on the exciting things happening in the 100 days?
Yes, of course, I can. So, for the 100 days, we have actually two announcements, because most of you most likely are aware that we have two courses starting this week. The first one is actually starting tomorrow, which is the Italian one. And the first call tomorrow night is at 9 p.m. Rome time, which makes it now with the time change 4 p.m. Eastern time here. And it's in Italian, and it will be hosted by Ilaria and by Dr. Giovanni Principali. So, and we have like 14 weeks for the 100 days. And then on Thursday this week, on the 14th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, we will start with the English one. And again, it's for 14 weeks, and you can still sign up for both courses. Today's the very last day, and you find all the information in the newsletter, but we will also then post it here in the chat in a couple of seconds. And so that is where we are at the moment. So we are really excited to get started and have this amazing course start again, because a lot of you have already done it and you all know what results you got from that. And do we have any other announcements?
Any questions of anybody on 100 days? All right, we'll move on to the next topic.
Melissa,
Ben?
are you trying to ask a question?
Yeah, thank you. I'm on my iPad, so it's hard for me to get the keys on mute.
Sure.
I know I've been messaging you, Cornelia, about all that stuff. Can you maybe guide me and chat me later how to guide me through signing up and all that stuff?
I mean, what you need to do is actually when you have the link, you go to the website, and the website takes you, then there's a button that says join the course, and then it takes you to a checkout page where you put in your credentials, like your name and email address and all that is asked you, and your payment information. And depending on, some of you have because some of you are repeats, and if you want to join, you got a specific code, then there is a little field at the top where it says coupon code, and this is where you put in then the code that you have received in the emails that were sent out. And if anyone didn't get it and still want to join, then just send me an email at cornelia@myancientsecrets.com. And we will then, I will reach out to you and send you then again that specific link that is for people that have already done the 100 gates before. Is this okay, Melissa, or do you want to?
Yeah, I looked into the scholarship and I was just wondering any new information on that. I know you hadn't got there yet.
I'm the one that is dealing with the scholarship. So whoever has filled out the scholarship form, you will hear from me tonight, because I'm really extremely busy at the moment. So I have looked at them, but I haven't responded to them yet. But you will hear from me tonight.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
All right. So one other announcement is that we had a delay in the launch of the Ancient Secrets for Pets and All Creatures, Great and Small. It should be coming out this week, and I think it's going to be super exciting, and hope that it will be a blessing to everybody that picks it up and reads it. It's full of stories from our community, from our Vidyas across the world who've used the Ancient Secrets in helping all kinds of creatures. So there's some really good laughs in it, and some really practical things too about what do you do if you go to the grocery store and the pet food shelves are empty because of a supply chain issue. You can make your own Hmong dog food, and we have recipes and such for that. So it's exciting, and I'm so grateful for all the help in the community that we've had in getting one more shot at trying to make it as good as we possibly can, and new content that's been added. Woo! So one other announcement is that for those of you who are non-English speakers natively, we have 2 groups that meet once a month in Portuguese, and one in the Asia Pacific group. About to say we had one in Spanish. I think that one's still coming. Monica's working on that. And then we do have an Asia Pacific call once a month for those who are on the opposite side of the world and this time isn't convenient. So lots in the newsletter. If you haven't joined the newsletter, oh my gosh, so much content there, so many things to look forward to. And I'm just wondering if we could, I see Jana's been having connection issues. Could we just go to Jana and hear how things are going for her in India?
Or not. In the meantime, I would add one more.
Nina!
There's a shiny face. That's a great spot for it to be frozen, Jana.
Oh. Hey, maybe turn your video off, honey. Maybe
I don't know
maybe
if
it come through either.
And turn your audio on.
To unmute you.
Is that better? Can you hear me?
I can
Can
hear
you hear me?
Yes.
No? Yay! What a magical trip. We have just really had a great time. We have met the mystics, and just incredible people. We had the magical experience of being able to see Smita. Smita presented at the yoga festival today, and yesterday was the second day of the international yoga festival, and we got to get on stage while they're doing the ceremonies, and we got to see all of the festivities, and then see Yogi, I'm really tired, do his concert, and we just had a wonderful time. So yeah, I won't bore you with all the details, but it's just been magical.
Wonderful. And even more magical that Dr. Clint ran into Krishna Naram, and neither of them knew they were both going to be there, but the universe brought the 2 of them together for some beautiful moments. So that was super exciting, and that's it for announcements for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's almost it. Let me throw one last announcement in. As you've heard us and may hear more of a reference to Ashland. What we are referring to is the Ancient Secrets Unstoppable Love Celebration and Rejuvenation, which is going to be held June 4th, 5th, and 6th in Ashland, Oregon. So we would invite you all to consider that. Let love guide you there. The links to that are in the newsletter, and they may pop up here in the chat as well. And speaking of the chat, the question was, what would your life be like if you let love guide you? So Mindy says, more free. Joan says, no worries. Dr. Ann says, grace-filled. Melissa says, more peace and grace. Just to name a few. And speaking of love, would you like to guide us in a Marma?
So I would like to guide us in a Marma. And for anyone who doesn't know what Marma is, these are actual energetic points on our bodies that we activate in order to bring energy and healing. And let's all together do the self-love Marma. And so that is on your earlobes. You just take your pinchers and gently pinch. It's just squeeze 6 times. We're activating self-love. So grateful for this Marma, which helps to deepen and activate our self-love.
You can actually do it 6 times 6.
6 times 6.
6 is the magical subconscious number connected to many things, universe.
Beautiful. Okay, now Mindy.
Okay, so announcements were very exciting, and I am now feeling more self-love. And I invite all of us to take this opportunity to drop from our heads and our earlobes and our ears to our hearts. And we're going to listen to a song that, surprise, surprise, love guided us to finding. I can't. Can you guys hear it?
No.
Cornelia.
If there's something I must tell you now, let love be your guide. The longing of the human heart knows how to let love be your guide. Well, I stood among you and I knew, let love be your guide. It was clear what you were here to do. Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. History tells us this is not new. Let love be your guide. Yesterday's lessons still hold true. Let love be your guide. Well, the nightmare, it was deep and long. Let love be your guide. And now the air is troubled with the sweetest song. Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Let it be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. be your guide. But I know you'll be marching till the peace is won. Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide. Be your guide when you're weary. Let it be your guide when you're unsure. The winds of change are on your side. Let love be your guide.
Wonderful. That was by Dan and Claudia Zanes. And love really did guide us to that song pretty remarkably. So I hope that felt good for everybody. It did for me. And I just want to say that when I find myself feeling anxious, I get aware of it in my body. And then I say, wait a minute, love is my guide here. Love is my guide. And then it seems to dissipate my anxiety. So we're now going to move into an awareness exercise. This is going to just be a fun experiment that we're going to do together, where we're going to get in touch on the inside of us, our thoughts, our feelings, the sensations in our bodies when we become aware of, well, we're going to make some statements about love, and you can see what that feels like for you. So if together, let's take some deep breaths let's take a deep breath as a community. So inhale and exhale. And you're just going to notice, inhale and exhale. Just notice what goes on inside of you.
Love yourself.
You are loved.
You love.
I love you.
Love loves you.
I love you, and I am with you. Okay, now gently open your eyes and come back to this moment.
Bring your awareness to anything that changed, anything in your body that brought your attention to that area, in your heart space, any sensations, any emotions, any feelings.
You're noticing your relationship with love, because we're beginning a journey into the heart of love together, and all journeys begin with awareness. So we're inviting you to become more aware of your relationship with love inside of you. And we're so looking forward to continuing this journey in Ashland.
So this question actually came up on a questionnaire that was sent out by Ancient Secrets at one point a few years ago. And it was why are you here? Why are you a part of this community? Why do you show up on a call on a Sunday? And just for me, just wanted to share that over the course of my life, as many of you, it takes twists and turns, and I have metaphorically worn a lot of hats. And there have been many versions of me that show up in any given moment or situation. And when I looked at the question of why am I here, I realized it was because I really liked the version of me that was called out to be here. And it took me a while actually to make the connection. Well, what is it about that version of me? What calls me out to be someone I like in this setting? And it was love. Love is what I feel when I'm in this community. It brings it out of me. There's a sense of understanding, of acceptance, compassion, and so that's why I'm here. And I would invite if just really a couple of people would maybe make a short statement about why you're here. We'd love to hear it. And otherwise, feel free to put it in the chat. And so we welcome all of you. Happy that you're here. And if anybody would like to join that comment, you're welcome. If not, good enough.
I just want to say happy anniversary to me. This is March the 8th marked my 4th year anniversary here as a volunteer. And that was an exciting thing. I had a dream about heal thyself, help heal the world. And then found the group and the new miracle game that was called heal yourself, help heal the world. And so it's been a great 4 years, and I'm looking forward to the next the rest of my life, hopefully.
So
But really
Carol,
grateful
why are you still here?
because this is a place I found that it's safe to be authentic. I can talk about love guiding me, and people don't go, "Oh, woo woo."
Great, great. And, you know, as always, thank you so much for everything that you do and give and how you show up. And you help make this a great place to be. Thank you.
Luke, would you like to share?
What's on your heart?
You know, it's so interesting that Carol used the word authentic, because that's the word I use all the time. I've been in so many spiritual communities over 43 years, and even now I'm in 3 of them, but there's nowhere in my life that I have experienced this authentic love and sharing and caring that we experience here. You know, from the first day I came, for Carol it's 4 years, for me it's a little over 2 years. And from the first time I came, it's been miraculous in terms of the love that I feel in my heart when I'm with this community. And so I keep coming because I guess I'm kind of addicted to the love. So thank you very much.
A loveaholic. That's great. Thank you, Luke. Cornelia?
Yeah, why am I here? I mean, my journey with the Ancient Secrets started quite a bit before most of you, for you, because I met Dr. Clint in 2016 when he was actually talking really openly for the first time about the book. And as some of you know, I approached him and said I want to be part of it, and I offered him to do the proofreading and editing for the book. And so then when we started with the calls in 2020 and then published the book in June that year, I I cannot really tell and explain really how much that journey changed my life. All the principles that are in the book and that we are learning in the courses, the way I approach life has changed so dramatically with all the, particularly one of them is the Aditya Baba, to always look for the gift in any situation that we encounter. And instead of becoming depressed by anything that is going on, for me, the question is always, what is the gift? What is the divine in that? And for me, it's not just when I'm here on the calls, it's really a practice of every moment in my life, that when every situation I'm thinking of that, what is the gift here? And it made my life so different because there's just a joy, there's adventure. There is always kind of this smile in the background and asking, okay, so what is next? What are you giving me today? What kind of challenge? And it's never a burden. And that really was never the case before. And of course, my working here, as a lot of you know, really diligently for the ancient secrets, it has given me a blessing that, and a life satisfaction that I didn't even think was possible. So it's really been an amazing journey for me. And I thank Dr. Clint for writing the book and for, yeah, for the community and me being a part of it. So now you know why I'm still here.
Great.
Thank you,
Thank
Cornelia.
you, Cornelia. Shifra and anyone, we're going to have to cut it off here after Jana, since you all raised your hands. But if we could, just in a few words.
Yeah, I think the love and acceptance of me as I am, and it's challenging to deal with some of this stuff, but just I see a consistency of love and joy and delight, and also serving, it really serving the greater good, and so I'm very grateful. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Welcome,
Joan.
Hello. Yeah, I came on in about August of this last year, and Clint invited me to come on and talk. And so I said yes. And normally I wouldn't do that, but I was like, okay, sure. And I thought it's going to be a one-time deal. I thought for sure I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll go and speak to these nice people and then leave. And then it was like, no, there was something that just kept pulling me back every Sunday, kept pulling me back. It's undescribable. It's magical. And I know there's something there for me to learn and to share. And now I'm going to Nepal after reading the book. I knew I had to go to Nepal, and now in 2 weeks I'm leaving to go. So it's just like there's so many hidden things that the universe is going, come on. And so I'm learning to let love guide me and say yes. And I also want to go to Ashland too. So it's just, there's so many things. I just want my life to be full. And with this community, I think that it really allows me to do that.
Beautiful, Joan. Thank you. Thank you. Jana?
You know, I came on and I saw Joan mentioned it, the magic of the ancient secret. And yes, there's healing power in it physically, but emotionally and spiritually it exists. And I'm seeing it in action as I'm with Dr. Clint, as I'm sure that many of you who have traveled with Clint have. The ancient secrets are real. There is a high vibration that allows life to flow so simplistic and with so much joy. And when we tap into that, life just goes so much easier. I mean, many of you probably have experienced that with the Miracle Experiment games. It is real. And I keep coming back because I'm reminded that it is a practice to be able to connect to that magic. So yeah, I see miracles and it's wonderful.
Great, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Leonora, would you mind just putting in the chat your comments here? And we've heard reference to letting love guide you. And we have a couple of people today who are very integral to this community. And they're going to share a little bit of their stories of how love is and has been guiding them. And the first one is, as we say, our beloved Gary Malkin, a friend, a musician, award winner, and supporter of this journey in so many ways. Please, would you take a few minutes and share what is happening in your life, which is quite dramatically different than it used to be?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the invitation. Yes. Well, first of all, just starting with, for some reason, I see just your face on the speaker view. So let me just stop my share. Okay. Gallery. I think I'll just go to gallery. Yeah. First, I just want to say that when I met Clint in 2008 at a kind of an entrepreneurial conference, and he and Joey Lundgren saw my presentation about wisdom films, and we ended up staying in the hotel room till 2 a.m. And then within days, he brought a whole team of people to create a way to bring my Marianne Williamson inspiration film to the world. How many people in your life have ever come to you within days and said, "I'm yours"? And what I realize is, for those next 12 years, from 2008 to 2020, 21, I had a way to experience unconditional love, the likes of which I've never experienced before. Clint actually gave me an opportunity to see what a true unconditional love was. And when I was at the gathering a year ago, and for those of you who are there, you might remember, he had masterfully acknowledged everyone in the community with such eloquence and beauty, and he neglected to acknowledge the contribution I made. And it was so perfect, because my wound was that I didn't know from my own insides that I was loved and valued and held, because I was never enough in my own eyes. And I required a constant shot, tell me I'm valued, tell me I'm loved, tell me I'm enough, right? And so Clint was, in a sense, a reparenting that I never had. I had the benefit of having Clint's loving brotherhood, where he actually helped me create single-handedly the Wisdom of the World website in 2015. And he just stood as a partner in Wisdom of the World and believing in me and my work. And so that moment at the gathering a year ago was so profound, because when I saw that I was devastated, I was undone, I wanted to leave that retreat instantly and say, F you this. And the wound was so profound that it woke me up to a place where I was unable to see Aditi Devabhawa, which is, as in Hopes and my work, youalive.com, you-alive.com, is the life happens for me, not to me, is the sister to Aditi Devabhawa, right? And so that moment where I had to, in moments, deliver my talk about grief, literacy, and loss, in moments after feeling completely like, that's it, I don't want to be here because Clint didn't acknowledge me, revealed to me how the wounded child was ready to take the mantle of my own responsibility to love myself. The fact that I was so devastated that I wanted to leave this community, which I'm part of the reason Clint met Dr. Naram, because we were doing an interview talk show that we co-created together about radical resourcefulness in 2009 or 10. And it was a result of me being unavailable that helped him find a referral that ended up being Dr. Naram. So I'm part of the DNA of this community, and I've read the book 10 times as it was being created, and we spent a month together in Ayush Shakti doing Panchakarma together, reading the book and finding typos, and so I'm invested, because I've never known love like Clint showed me. But in that moment when I was devastated and didn't know that I could survive without Clint's acknowledgement, it was such a phenomenal gift for me to see that it was time that I had gone through a training and a parenting, reparenting that was ready to then absorb the inner father within me. And ironically, within months of that period, the weekly relationship, we spoke an hour every week for years, it ended. And I've been mourning the loss of that friendship, of that form of the friendship. But what he allowed me to do by that experience was that since that time, I've had a profound journey with self-love and self-acceptance. And I don't think I would have been able to take the steps that I'm taking now. Many of you know that I was guided with the help of my creative partner, Hope Fitzgerald, who is the woman I created a training program with, to actually let go of everything. Let go. And for a New York Jewish prince to let go of his possessions. I had a 5,000 square foot home 20 years ago. You know, I've been letting go. I've had like 20 iterations of letting go, but this was it. Now I have a closet, storage room with some clothes, and the only thing I own is my grand piano, and I call her Grace. And Grace is going to come home to me wherever my new home base is. I'm currently living in Hope's house as she's wintering in Florida, and I am working on a website with the help of an extraordinary team. And the website's called Gary Malkin's Portals to Awe. And every month is going to have a theme that gives the opportunity for us human beings to reclaim the birthright of what it means to be human through the doorway of stepping into awe and humility and gratitude. And I'm going to be using all my resources musically and films and all that to give people a monthly subscription to drop into. But in this short time, which I have a feeling I'm almost overusing, I want to just spend the rest of the time setting up this song that is the embodiment. It is the fruit of how I've let love guide me. As I was working on this musical that we're creating called unexpectedthemusical.com, I was struggling with this self-acceptance, this self-love that has been haunting me my whole life. That happened from a trauma I went through when I was 7. We don't have time to go into the trauma now, but let's just say that the trauma made me have to struggle with trying to find somewhere where there would be unconditional love and presence and kindness that didn't exist anywhere in my family. The only place it could exist, I noticed, was the piano. How ironic that my piano that's called Grace has been in storage for 9 years. I had an upright, but this piano is a gorgeous 7-foot grand Yamaha, and I am wanting to be reunited with Grace, literally and figuratively, right? So as I'm swimming in the pool, we're looking for, my partner and I in the musical, we're looking for the moral of the musical story of this young girl who was born 4 weeks premature. She never felt comfortable in her own skin. She never felt enough. She never felt self-accepting. She always looked outside for validation. She wasn't home in her own self-love. And as I'm swimming in the pool, I'm wondering, what could this song be about? Thinking it wasn't about me at all. And suddenly a thunderstruck hit me as I'm swimming. And literally, like Moses and the 10 Commandments, the words came to me. And I've shared this before, but I'm going to share it again. Revere the animating force that lives inside you. You are the love you've been looking for. You belong to yourself. Say yes to who you are. Nothing is more important. And I still get the chills when I say it. That afternoon, I went to my creative partner, Lisa Raffel, lisaraffel.com, and I said, what if our character's big moment of revelation was saying yes to herself? And these words that you're about to hear, this is the demo of I Say Yes. Now, some of you might have heard it before, but this song And I hope to God, I haven't been tracking my time, but I really need you to hear this song. So this is a 4-minute song. I'm hoping I'm within the time frame. And I really want you to listen carefully to these words. These words, my marching orders for this new phase in my life. And I pray to God that that you can cultivate the art of saying, I say yes to your life. It's that yes that I'm saying to myself that is actually enabling me to let go of everything and let love guide me. And here it is. And it's just so beautiful to share my story with you because I'm on the other side of having let go of all these things. And I never felt more love and trust and faith connected in my life than I do right now. So listen to this song. Hold on. Hello, where are you? Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go.
I was waiting for someone to guide me, to explain what my path needs to be. Someone kind and understanding, someone to show me me. Many have tried to help me, but it hardly ever made sense. The words would get messed up in my mind. My first response was always defense. It's my fear of the future, the fear of right now, the fear I'm not good enough, or I don't know how. Fear is the trap, it's a lie, a deception. Fears from my past have blocked my perception. It's time to move on. I feel it now, I can feel myself changing. I'm not the same, no need to pretend. When the path gets steep, I'll climb it. When sadness gets deep, I'll redefine it. Now is the time, my time to fly. I see it now, our future is right here waiting. Filled with unknowns, but we'll be all right. I'll open my heart, love will find us. Follow the flow, and love will guide us. I know what to do, I know what to choose. I say yes, this is how I live my life. I say yes to the fire that's inside me. I say yes to believing the answers are here. They live in my body and speak without fear. This is my moment, it's now crystal clear. I say yes. A world where we all feel that we belong here, where we are safe to be who we are. I'm taking a stand, I believe it. It's time to expand, and I'll achieve it. I know what to do, I know what to choose. I'll say yes when I feel the moonrise guide me. I'll say yes when the wind flows through the trees. I feel wonder in the air. Was it always there? I can hear it, how it calls me. yes to who I am. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes.
So I can you all hear me, by the way?
Yes.
So what I wanted everybody to join me right now is I want you to understand that for me, I didn't realize it required a really passionate declaration of saying, I say yes to who I am. I say yes to believing the answers are here. They live in my body and speak without fear. These are the words that I had to say, but couldn't until I felt enough unconditional love that I was finally, the training wheels of Clint's love was finally released. And I was able to actually find that resource within myself. So I want to encourage everyone right now to close your eyes and put your hands up in the air and declare, I say yes to who I am.
Yes.
I say yes
to who
to who I am.
I say yes, I belong to me.
I say yes, I belong to me.
I belong to God.
I belong to God.
God.
I belong to the earth.
I belong to the earth.
I belong to you all.
Belong to
belong
us.
to you.
I say yes, I say yes, I say yes.
I say, well done.
Well done.
This is the heart. This is the heart. What I've learned of what it means to let love guide you. And I'm riding the wave right this minute. And I want you all to hold space because at some point in about a month, GaryMalkin.com and portalstoawe.com are going to lead you to an invitation to join my community. And I put in the chat the website that's being created now for the musical. So any of you who want to follow the birth of a new musical that will change the lives of many people. It's really about the miracle of life. It's called unexpectedthemusical.com. Please join us and find out more about it. Thank you. I think I took more time. I'm sorry, Joseph. I'm sorry.
Let's put our hands together and send Gary lots of love.
And
Lots of love.
yes to all of us. Thank you,
Yes.
Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for your beautiful vulnerability and your love. Thanks.
Okay, so from one beloved member of our community to another, Dr. Stephen Weschler has been helpful to so many people. He is always available. He is a giving, serving, good human. And it's a pleasure to introduce him, to know him, be friends with him, and welcome him to share a little bit about how love guides him.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, some of you know my story. I met Dr. Naram back close to the year 2000. I was introduced by a circumstance, and love drew me. The person who he was being managed by, his fiance was going to law school in Syracuse, and she came in my office for treatment. She saw Ayurvedic herbs, and she said, "Oh my God, you have to meet Dr. Naram." And I'm like, I have no idea who that is, but something inside me told me to go to see him. And I went to see him a few hours from here with a friend. We saw him give a talk. He gave a talk for like 500 people, even though there was only 5 there. And it was incredible. And my thought was, really, this guy is either a charlatan or the real deal. There was nothing in between. And by meeting the people around him, I got it. He was the real deal. The next day, we drove back 3 hours again to get our pulse taken. And Dr. Naram took my pulse, and he pointed to a desk across from him. And he said, "I'd like you to work for me." And he didn't know who I was, but he knew who I was. And I started working for him right then and there. And I had the privilege of being around him in the United States, in India, in traveling around Varanasi and different areas. So, But love really guided me because I didn't like a lot of things. I don't know what I'm getting into, and love goes, go this way. So I went to chiropractic school in 1985. I went to chiropractic school. Again, love guided me. My brother was a chiropractor before me, sent me to do a firewalk. I met Tony Robbins. I met this man, Donnie Epstein, who some people might know, wrote a wonderful book called The 12 Stages of Healing. And my life changed in 2 weeks. But I was also part of a fraternity. And it was a very traditional fraternity, started in 1911. It was a violent pledge period, like violent. I mean, there was physical violence, there was alcohol, so much went on. But I knew I had to go through this. Like, I knew I had to make it through, and I did. And my life changed while I was there. And without the fraternity, I wouldn't have been able to adjust Tony Robbins and spend time with him. I wouldn't have been able to travel so much with Johnny Epstein and travel with him because I was competent in what I was doing because of the fraternity. But I couldn't square all the violence and the alcoholism and the womanizing, and I just couldn't do it. So for 35 years, I had no contact with the fraternity until I saw this email and it said, Delt Warrior Retreat. And I said, okay, I'm signing up. And I signed up not knowing what it was even about. Common theme here. And I got the curriculum. And for 3 months before the retreat, you were asked to stop drinking, stop doing drugs, pornography, all these different things. And we read books, men's work, which we actually went into like the deep cracks. Like I started reading the book and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thankful I've done so much work. Ooh, what about this crack? Ooh, what about this crack? And I got to kind of look into things that I haven't looked in before. So even though I've been on this path of growth for over 40 years, there is still much room to grow. And then we did a book by Joe Dispenza, and then we did a book called Nonviolent Communication. And I showed up at this retreat with a lot of thoughts going on in my mind, because part of the retreat was very physical, because we did a lot of physical work moving up to it. But I found the physical work wasn't working for me. My practice has become very busy. I didn't make time for it. All these things going in my mind. And I got there, and what was it? Oops. Sorry. It was about love. We did breath work. We did sharing circles for sometimes 3.5 hours. Each brother got to share. I was the oldest and I was the most seasoned in practice, 35 years. I've never been in a group like that where I was the elder, and it was so interesting. Like, they gave me a private room. They let me eat first. I was like not used to that kind of, AARP-ish kind of seniority. And what was great is by the end, when we were all in a circle, people kept saying, welcome back to me. And my line to them was, I felt I never left. Because it was the brotherhood, it was the community. And we had community without caste. We were all chiropractors, we all pledged the same fraternity, we were all men. But there was no, I was more in practice, I was older, you were younger, you're just a student, I'm just a... We had brotherhood and community without caste, without one being over the other. And that what I signed up for the next year. It was what I was really looking for, that I've had in my life many, many times. And this group is one of those groups where I get to be part of, and I get to share my knowledge, my love, experience. And that's exciting for me because I grew up lonely. I stuttered. I was very overweight. I was slothy. I really wasn't going to make it. And then love transformed that. And now I get to share that love with people and share my experiences and share my ability to communicate to people. So Joe, Susan, thank you so much for inviting me. And I really enjoyed, we shared for an hour or so last week while I was looking for pickleball shoes, because that's my new sport, pickleball. And with this new energy, with this new love, with this new joy, go out and use it, because as you use it, you will be filled up. Self-full service. The more you give, the more you receive. And if your cup is really empty or not yet full, then fill it up before you give. That's not a selfish thing. Taking from others is not a selfish thing because it fills their cup. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you so much. Just love the story. And it reminds me, just kind of to tie a couple of things together here, of I think the saying goes something like, it is the true spiritual warrior who jumps into the abyss naked, armed only with the sword of truth and the shield of love. So I heard reference to authenticity in this community, reference to love, and your going to this fraternity reunion was a blind leap of faith that you trusted, and wow, what a gift you got. So thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you all for your sharing and for your being here. And with that, we would like to turn this over to our beloved Mindy and
Aww.
let you take us home.
Wow, that was powerful. Two examples of what lives inside of all of us. I'm speechless with how beautifully vulnerable and willing to share the inside of your heart you both were, and we all are here, and that is why I'm here. That is why I keep coming. And for me it may not be Sunday mornings, but it's in all sorts of other ways. And I just keep showing up because there's love. There's just so much love. So, and if you've had a beautiful time again on a Sunday call, and this really wonderful opportunity to explore your relationship with love, we all experience it, but to do the speaking of it is such an amazing, unusual opportunity. And that's what we're creating in Ashland, is this safe, delicious, compassionate, mindful, introspective container to explore our relationship with love and what that means inside of ourselves, with each other, and then with the world. And we want you to come. There are no words for how much we want you to come. We want you to come. We want you to be a part of it. We want to feel your heart there. If you can't come, we get it. We'll love you while you're somewhere else. But we would just really love for you to bring your heart and your relationship and your stories and share them with us there, and help all of us transcend into a different place, like Gary and Stephen have been doing. I have too. Holy cow. This is the time of evolution. It is happening. Life and evolution are present in so many of our lives in big ways right now. So we invite you to join us in Ashland. We want to hug you in person. We want to love you up, and we want to help you love yourself. And we can do all of that together. So right now, we'd like to invite you to take those ideas about how your life would be different if love guided you, and bring them into your breakout room and share them with each other, and explore and improve your relationships right now. And think about, drop into, what would it mean? Gary went through all that stuff, right? And he came out with this beautiful, delicious lemonade. And that's the power of love. And Stephen went through all that, and the story of how it was violent and how it couldn't be a part of him, but actually it all was this beautiful part of his evolution. And take that into the breakout room and pull it out, put it on the table, see what you could do with it, reframe it. I love you. We all love you. And I feel so loved by you. And I'm grateful.
Well, thank you. And
Joseph, I saw you, maybe you had something else you wanted to say.
well, I did just one more invitation, perhaps, before Ashland, which would be next week, that we invite you back next Sunday for kind of the segue continuation of this experience and topic. And I hopefully, as they say, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we will hear an amazing story from Mindy about how love has guided her life through just an unimaginable span of time in the last year. And thank you for leaving us a jug of sweet lemonade in our refrigerator.
Actually, literally.
Oh, you're welcome. Literally and figuratively. You know, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun this week, but we're gonna step into fun love next week. And so come on back now, you hear?
Vibration
right.
is one of the themes.
Yes. Okay, so let's everybody unmute and we'll rub our hands together as we do.
Traditional, I love you and I'm with you.
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 Love you.
I love you and I'm with
We
you.
can do that for you
I love you and
too.
I'm with you.
Feel any
Love
different?
Love you and I'm with you.
Into the
I love you and I'm with
you.
you. I
Love
love you and I'm
you.
with
Love
you.
you, love you, love you.
Across the nation, across the globe.
Love you and I'm with you.
Robin, did you have something?
As we aren't. No.
Oh, okay.
All righty. Now we're going to go out to the break. We're going to go into breakout rooms, and you know that that's where the magic can really happen for you. So take good care.